2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Windsor Gardens or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Hands up! This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
Has anyone ever broken into your house?
Oh, God, Fitzy's got some stories.
Have you, Fitz?
It was him stealing from his mum and dad most of the time.
We got broken into 3 times in a month before Mum and Dad said, no, we've got to pack up and go to a different suburb.
Really?
That's rough.
Yeah, and Dad had a few. It was so funny when the detective came around to check out, because we got ransacked a couple of times as well. I came home from school and the whole place was ransacked, and I'm going, Mum, Dad, are you home?
Is that a weird moment when you just walk in ready to eat 2 loaves of bread like we all did straight after school, and you're like, hang on, there's something weird here.
Well, the worst thing is the house was a mess anyway, so I didn't even know we'd been ransacked.
Yeah, that was the problem.
You know, that is so funny because I'm going to tell you about this burglar that's giving us some tips to avoid being burgled. But my mum had a similar situation to your parents, Fitz. She got broken into like 4 times in a couple of months. And one time the burglar pulled a sprinkler in from the garden and turned it on in the front room, like just malicious.
Oh, good gear.
Oh, harsh.
Yeah, and I tipped out all the drawers and whatever. Anyway, the police would come, and the police are always so gorgeous when, a lady of a certain age has been violated in this way. Anyway, I was there with her, and she was just sitting there, I don't know, probably smoking, drinking a cup of Nescafe, and the policeman goes, Mrs. Swan, I'm sorry that they did this to your house. They've really done a number on it. And she just looked up at deadpan and said, oh no, it always looks like this. And just the calm delivery. I just thought, you are an icon. Anyway, this burglar has taken to Reddit, one of my favourite platforms, and has said all we need to do is have a dog. We need to have it. So if you've got a dog, you won't get burgled.
Okay.
She would move on to the next house if she heard a dog barking. Also, if there was a car out the front, go to the next house.
Right.
And if there was something that looked like a camera or a CCTV, whatever, she would go to the next house. Do you remember in the 80s you could get fake ones and just
they still
hammer
do it.
them in? Really?
You just blue tack it to the side of the wall.
Or not even. You could get just a sign from Bunnings that said, smile, you're on camera.
Oh, yes, smile,
And,
you're on camera.
Uncle Trevor thought he was as smart as a whip for buying one of them.
I remember the day my dad went around the house and every window in the house got a sticker saying that this house is secured by Chubb Security. And it was it was a big red sticker. Like, it looked terrible. But he put one on every window. What?
And did you say, Dad, have we got CCTV? He said, shut up, son, the burglars might hear you.
They won't know. The whole place is bugged. I've rigged everything.
So that's all you need, just a dog. And you
That's
know
all
what?
you need.
The best breed of security dog, without a doubt, is the Jack Russell, because the Jack Russell will just bark if it sees any type of movement. The curtains move with the wind and it will start barking.
Dogs onto it.
Look, I think some barks are good and some barks are pointless. And I live with a blonde heartthrob called Murray. And
What's Murray? The lab?
He's a cavoodle.
Right.
He's a lockdown. Anyway, he's magical, but he's an absolute idiot.
Yeah.
And he barks at my mum and anyone who has absolutely no malice on their mind.
Yes, yeah.
And
But that's a good thing. You want him to bark.
But he would greet a stranger in a black catsuit scaling my fence as if it was his own mother that I took him
That's the
from
problem.
when he was 6 weeks old.
It's either that or they'll be humping your leg.
¿Por qué no los dos? Mm-hmm. He loves a little bit of quiet time with his Kong.
Yep.
He's disgusting. But we're too deep into it now to do anything about it.
Some habits. What is it?
Die hard. You would know about that. You would know about that.
Yeah,
Ripper.
great film.
Anyway, get a dog. It'll save you from being robbed.
Chrissie Swan, get a dog up there.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Windsor Gardens or download the Revo Fitness app, revofitness.com.au, or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
If you're sending your teenager off to the first day of school, make sure that they're wearing their deodorant. That is a word that me and my kids use. My 13-year-old mispronounced it when he was like 1 or 2. And it's such a great word. It's just been added into our family lexicon, and we use it without realising that nobody knows what we're talking about.
How good is that?
Don't you think deodorant is a better word than deodorant?
Yeah, deodorant sounds like some sort of small mouse, though, that you're trying to keep out of your kitchen.
It's so funny that you bring that up because Huey, when he was younger, there was something that was done in the house, and finally somebody did something around the house, and at the top of his voice he went, "Oh, finally." So now we still use the word finally instead of finally, and it's a Fitzgerald family tradition.
13 24 10, we're getting together a dictionary of family words with their definitions. Give us a call if you've got a word or a phrase that only you can understand. I slipped up the other day in the Nova kitchen. There was an empty packet of crumpets.
Yeah.
And I love a crumpet. Oh, my God.
Go on.
Man, have you had the huge crumpets? You can buy the large crumpets.
Do you mean the square ones?
They basically fit perfectly into the toaster.
Yeah, they're the square ones. And they're
ones,
yes,
yeah.
Yes, they're Golden Brand, which in my opinion are the best.
Covered in butter.
So much butter. Like the ratio to crumpet and butter is
Smash
at least 50-50.
Smash it.
There was an empty packet in the kitchen, and I picked it up and I said, "Did me eat this?" And the person in the kitchen looked at me as if I was unwell, and then scanned the Nova Complaints app, and I'm waiting for the outcome. But what happened was it just slipped my mind that person wouldn't know that when Leo was about 2 or 3 years old, he wandered out into the kitchen first thing in the morning, with a little bit of nesty bed hair and a full nappy and his little Bonds onesie. Absolutely creaking at the seams, by the way.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And he saw an empty packet of chickadees, one of the great chicken snacks of all time.
Chickadees.
That me or his dad had polished off at 11 p.m. the night before and just gone, stuff it. I'm going to leave the bag there. And he came out and he looked at the bag and he lifted it up and he said to me, "Did me eat this?"
Oh.
And from that day on.
I
love that.
Whenever an empty packet is around, one of us will pick it up and quizzically look at it and try and remember, did me eat this?
Vicky in Caringbah, what's the family phrase?
When my daughter was little and we would go to the bottle shop, she called it Liquorland instead of Liquorland.
Oh, Liquorland.
It made me feel so much better about myself as a woman going in.
It sounds like you're going to buy a bottle of cognac from the liqueur world.
Oh, my gosh, from Tarjay to Liquorland.
Liquorland.
How good is that?
That is brilliant. Give us a call with your secret family words.
Okay, Karina's in Hawkesbury. What have you got?
My uncle used to always call the cinemas the Ciramas.
The Ciramas. We're off to the Ciramas. I love that.
And have you slipped up with that with other people and they've looked at you like you are an absolute ignoramus?
My husband husband and I always call it the cinemas, and yes.
Yeah,
love
my
that.
dad calls the theatre, and I will. I'll sometimes just slip that in, and people look at me like I don't deserve to be on the radio.
Yes. Get her off now. She's lost the plot. Did me do that?
Nigella Lawson changed things in the kitchen with the microwave, didn't she?
Microwave. Did we ever get to the bottom of whether or not that was legit?
I really liked it.
Microwave.
Go again, Jess.
Microwave.
Wow, you say that well. Back in
So
my day,
fancy.
the microwave.
So fancy.
Talking about the words that have made their way into your family life, quite often when you're young, I mean, we have not hand sanitizer at home, we have hand terrorizer, which the kids confused.
Oh, that's a good one.
And if you want to hear someone's heartbeat, it's actually called a heartbeatle.
Oh, they're so cute,
I can hear your
aren't
heartbeatle,
they?
yeah.
And they're
you
so
still say-
unique to families. I love it.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Did me eat that? Is still one of the best as well. Let's go to Natalie in Camden. What's the family phrase, Nat?
Oh, well, whenever anyone gets an award, they get a fatiki tick.
They get a fatiki tick.
A fatiki tick.
What's a fatiki tick?
A certificate.
Oh!
A fatiki tick.
That is
Yeah,
amazing.
because my son was 5 and he came home from kindergarten and, Mum, I got a fatiki tick.
A fatiki tick. I love that, Nat. Thank you, Rhiannon.
It's actually better than the word certificate, isn't it?
Fatiki
Fatiki tick is even better.
It's got a real ring to it. Rhiannon, what's your family phrase?
Oh, we had an exchange student living with us a couple of years ago, and they were in the kitchen trying to find something, and they couldn't get the word out, and they said, I'm looking for the invisible foil. They were looking for the cling wrap.
Invisible foil. That is a beauty, isn't it?
I've just thought of another one. You know Baskin and Robbins, the
Yeah,
ice
ice
cream
cream.
parlour. We refer to it without any sort of hesitation as Baskin Robbins because if you have a look at the sign on the street, it's got Baskin on the left and Robbins on the right, and then in the middle it has BR, which is like the logo.
Yep.
But my son read it as one thing, and he's like, when can we go to Baskin Robbins? and that's what we call it, Baskin Robbins. Are we going to go to
I love
Baskin
it.
Robbins?
I wanted to get into radio because of American Russo. Everyone always thought it was called American Russo.
You know the other one that's stuck on this show, Fitzy, is when you did a break on LinkedIn, which is
Oh my God, Fitzy, that's what I thought it was, LinkedIn.
Yes.
And I still, every
it's
time I
LinkedIn.
see it, I have to go, no, it is not LinkedIn.
it's
It is LinkedIn.
It must be ex-Big Brother contestants that I can only see that special way.
Mel, welcome
Melissa.
to the show.
Yes, how are you?
We're good.
Morning.
What? Tell us about your family order.
So our family, when my son was about 2, we liked schnitzel.
Yep.
But because he couldn't pronounce it, he says schnitzel.
Schnitzel.
So even to this day, when we say, who wants schnitzel for dinner?
I mean, look, the local pub's going to be very, very offended when you order a couple of their finest schnitzels, but, you go with it, Melissa.
Put enough
Well,
sauce on it.
there's a few pubs that are serving up that stuff at the moment as well. Julia in Carringbar, tell us about your daughter.
Morning, guys. When my little ones, a long time ago, we had a list. We were going to had swimming lessons, and then we were going to Bunnings Warehouse.
Yeah.
And after swimming lessons, my 3-year-old turned around and said, "Are we going to Rabbits now?"
Rabbits.
Oh, because bunnies. Bunnings.
Yeah. She thought she thought we'd said bunnies.
Oh, how good is that?
So yeah.
Oh, we're going to go and buy some bunnies.
Then she's probably
Amazing.
thinking that everyone's eating a bunny out the front in a piece of bread out the front with a little stool.
That's the stuff of nightmares, but thanks for your input.
Fits in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, Reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Windsor Gardens or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.